Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a sun-soaked episode of Backlot Banter, a box office recap show where typically we would recap the past month, but we are recapping the past season. That's right, we're talking
Oh,
about the summer 2023 movie season
oh
and
God,
all
yeah.
the movies therein. We've talked about a lot of these on their own, all of them
All of them.
actually.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take a bird's eye view of the whole season and throw a couple statistics, throw a couple top 10 rankings your way,
Yes.
and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, Tucker,
Oh,
do you think that they should subscribe to Backlot Banter?
don't even ask it. It goes
Okay.
without saying. Tanner.
Okay, that's a fair point. Do you think they should like this video?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they should comment and join the Discord server? Link in the
Definitely.
description? Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah,
Okay. Sounds good. Tucker, what's something that they should comment? Just give me a thing.
You lazy bastard, come up with your own fucking thing.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's for them as well. You come up with your own comment. We're not gonna tell you what to comment.
Yeah.
Okay, you have
We're
your
not
own free
mothers,
will.
collectively.
Yeah. You have your own free will. Exercise it. I say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Use your creativity.
Oh yes, very good. Okay, so Tucker, like I said, summer 2023 box office recap. Famously, Tucker, the world would not shut up about. In the last week of April, I believe, we made our top 10 domestic box office
Yes.
predictions. And we'll get around to those in due time. We're going to compare and contrast the real top 10 this season with what we thought. So here it is, the top 10 highest grossing films of summer 2023. We were all
Yeah.
there. We watched them all. We maybe
We did.
rewatched some
Well,
of these.
We didn't watch them all.
Oh, it's true. We didn't.
Yeah.
Some of you out there might have watched all of them. Some of you.
That's interesting though. I mean, the Sound of Freedom audience, which is what we're referring to when we say we didn't watch them all.
Yeah.
They don't. You think they're seeing everything else, Tanner?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But Tucker,
You think they're going out to Transformers: Rise of the Beast?
that's what's beautiful about the box office, Tucker. That's what's
Sure.
beautiful about movies is that we can have, we can have your Barbies, your Elementals, your woke movies as they are, and then you can have your Sound of Freedoms,
Yeah.
for real American patriots.
Yeah, but if we take a look here, of course, Barbie number one, by nearly double.
Yeah.
Pretty far away from double, but close enough to where it's like, goddamn. Barbie at 612 million. This is the domestic grosses because that is what we were basing our predictions off of.
Yes.
So we needed to take a look at those numbers to be able to say, okay, where did we fuck up?
Yeah.
Spider-Verse at number 2, which is actually pretty crazy. And that is passing everything else. But it's a pretty close race between 2, 3, and 4, all within that $300 million range, with Guardians 3 at 358, Oppenheimer at 310, and Little Mermaid at 298. Pretty close behind, actually.
Yeah, honestly. And then, rounding out the rest of that top 10, you have Sound of Freedom, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and, number 10, bringing up the rear, Elemental.
Yeah.
And just to give you an end cap there, Elemental has a domestic total of 154 million.
Sure.
So, that's where we
everything
stand.
above that made more than that.
Exactly.
Even though some of them shouldn't have, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I digress.
I digress. We digress, Tucker.
Yes,
We'll digress on over to what we thought. Pre the summer season, us naive boys, we've changed so much, Tucker. We thought.
We've lived through a lot, Tanner. This is a crazy
true.
summer season.
This is what we thought would happen. What would
Yes.
shake out this summer. So let's talk about this, Tucker, because we made a whole.
We did bad.
We did bad. Well, Tucker, we both have a passing grade here.
We do actually. Yeah. And it's very close. Me with 7 out of 10 of them not correctly placed, mind you.
Of course.
On
None
the
of us-
list anywhere.
None of us
7
got
out of 10, 8 out of 10.
Neither of us got a correct placement in either
all.
of these 10 films.
No.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
A statistical anomaly.
Yeah, and you can see where the biggest flub for me was not placing any faith in Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yep.
Neither of them are on my list, and that probably the biggest box office mistake I'll ever make, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, not even putting the top 1 and 4 in my top 10.
Yeah. Oh, well, Tucker, I actually went through, I listened to that hour-long video, and I would direct the audience to do so as well, if you just want a good laugh, because we said a lot of funny things in hindsight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tucker, just generally, you were like, I don't have a lot of faith in Oppenheimer or Barbie. I don't think audiences will go to see those.
Yeah.
I actually had them at 10 and 9, so I had a modicum more of faith, I would say.
Barely.
Yeah. Tucker, you just want to go work our way backwards through these, so you want to start at like 10 and 9 and 10 and 9 and work our way up from there?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So I put Rise of the Beast at number 10. And
Yes.
that's actually very comfortable. I'm glad I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I had faith in that movie where you didn't actually, because that's not on your list at all.
Was not on my list.
So I don't know. I predicted that a big budget franchise movie would make a little bit of money, and yeah, I was right on that one.
Tucker, we do actually. I gave numbers for all of mine, and you, the yellow-bellied coward that you are, gave up about halfway through.
I did. Yeah.
Because
I realized I was really, really, really wrong.
But you said 200 million domestic for Transformers, and it ended up at 157. So
okay,
pretty solid, pretty close.
Yeah, about 1/4 off, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And then Tucker, at number 10, I had Barbie.
Yeah. I'm curious. What was your final prediction for that?
My prediction for Barbie was $175 million.
Okay, sure. You're about 90% off there.
Because I was really comparing it to like summer comedies. I was comparing it to things like Girls Trip and like Free Guy. So
yeah.
And Barbie was just a beast unto itself.
It was. Well, the interesting thing about that though is I remember in that video you saying and before trying to do research, what is Barbie actually like? And the reality is nothing. Barbie is its own new trend. Mm-hmm. We will see how it shapes the box office going forward, movies like this making that kind of money, but it is its own standard.
Yes. And
goddamn, it's a high standard.
Yes. Tucker, at number 9, since we talk about Barbie, let's talk about Oppenheimer, my number 9. I said it would make more than Barbie. And my only citing evidence there was that Nolan has a dedicated audience, i.e. dads, and that would make it give it the edge over Barbie. And that was not the case, of course.
Yeah.
Barbie's
dedicated audience was everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess I was looking at the track record of Christopher Nolan's other previous films like Interstellar and Dunkirk. And this, obviously Oppenheimer performed a lot better. I said it was going to make 190, and it ended up making, what did we say?
310.
310, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
Yes. Tucker, you're number 9.
My number 9 was Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Now here's a question actually, Tanner. What was Haunted Mansion's domestic total?
Oh, okay, let me check.
Can we do that research? Because what did you say?
64 million.
Okay, all right. Well, I was gonna say maybe it's kind of close to making the top 10. No, it's about like 100 million off.
It's at number 17 right now.
Hey, you know what?
Summer.
Top 20.
There you go.
Top 20.
Tucker, you said that Haunted Mansion would make $250 million.
So we make a few mistakes.
That's okay. That's okay.
So we make a couple mistakes. We crack a couple eggs. We bake a couple apples. You know how it goes.
Yep. I just noted some things that we both said about Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
Okay. I said, and this is very funny, this is egg on my face, that Haunted Mansion doesn't give me bad Disney live action vibes.
Oh,
For whatever reason, I said that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Was there a trailer at that point in time?
Yeah, I think there was a trailer. I think it had just come out. Yeah. And this is something that we both agreed upon, and this is very, very, very funny. We said that Haunted Mansion would bring in more people than Oppenheimer Week 2.
Oh, because we were looking for what would be number 1 that week.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No.
I'd say it was pretty far away from that happening.
Oh god, that was a big blunder.
And see, this is what it exists as.
Yeah.
As a weird time capsule where before we had all the information.
Yeah.
Hindsight is incredibly 2020.
Yeah.
With this list of movies. We're like, oh, okay, of course it makes sense that Barbie and Oppenheimer were the biggest thing ever, but we didn't know at one point in time.
And there's a reason I didn't put it on my list, and that was that I said the Disney Plus brand was failing Disney, and that it was going to the straight to streaming kind of stuff would hurt it, or not straight to streaming, but going to streaming.
That might have been part of the reason.
Yeah. I think it's also something that we didn't acknowledge in the video from my memory, but like putting out a Haunted Mansion movie in July.
That's true.
That's something that a lot of people have noted up on.
Yeah.
So Tucker, the first one that we both have on our list that actually didn't end up making it was Fast X. I had it at number 8. You had it at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
You said that it would end up making 300 million domestically. I said, what did I say? I said it would make 200 million.
Sure.
It, in fact, made 145.
Ooh, is that number 11 then?
Yes, number 11. Yep.
Okay, then that was a safe one to put on your list.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, with Fast X, is that this is still a high-grossing movie, just not domestically, which is what we were talking about here. So a little bit of an underperformance on the domestic side is kind of a statistical fluke, especially when you compare it to the rest of the movies that came out. It would be number 10 if Sound of Freedom hadn't happened.
Yeah. Just a couple of things that you noted, Tucker. You said that it would be bigger than Fate of the Furious and F9.
Didn't happen.
Did not happen. And you also noted that it had very bad marketing because it was coming out in just a couple weeks when we recorded that video. Yeah. And that held true, Tucker. That held true. Bad marketing.
Yeah. But we also have Elemental on our list, which I would say is probably, other than Sound of Freedom, the biggest surprise of this list, because
100%.
We put it on there because we had faith in Pixar. But this is Elemental being like the surprise success story of the summer is awesome, and it ended up pretty safely there at number 10. And we put it at 7 and 8, so we were just about right at that. We weren't like, oh my god, Elemental with 500 million. Oh no, we're pretty on the money. Do you remember what we predicted for Elemental?
You actually didn't give a number for this from what I watched, but I said 225, and it made quite a bit less than that.
Yeah, about
but still,
less.
We both noted that it would mark the crawling back of Disney and crawling back of Disney Pixar to their former supremacy, and it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because it's certainly bigger than any of the other movies they put out in the last 3 years.
The movie itself crawled its way back to be a success.
Yeah,
over the course of the summer, it opened very, very low, very disappointingly. And then just stuck around and opened in international markets and so on and so forth. And hey, number 10, can't complain.
They're probably complaining a little bit.
They're probably complaining.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about what's next. You want to talk about Spider-Verse next, or you want to talk about Mission Impossible?
Let's say Spider-Verse to number 1 because you had it in your number 1 space.
That's
but yeah, Dead Reckoning. I don't remember having this much faith in it, to be honest. You have it at my number 2 spot here. I'm like, who was that?
Who said that?
Who thought that was gonna be the number 2 movie this summer? I guess me. Oh well. I'm not too peeved about that.
Yeah. You said that Dead Reckoning only had good things going for it, and that it will eat the lunch of the films around it,
including Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yes. Specifically those.
All right. Hey, we break a couple eggs.
Hey, the opposite ended up being true. I said that obviously the post Top Gun Tom Cruise factor will be huge, but Mission Impossible is a different factor, is a different animal than Top Gun is.
Yeah. Well, you actually got pretty close to the correct spot for this one. It being actually at number 8, and you had it at 6. So I'm surprised you didn't have the faith that I did in it.
Yeah.
What did you predict that it would be making?
275. So still quite a bit less. Like 100 million less.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But that was just me basing it off of the previous domestic totals of the Mission Impossible movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just stuck closer to that track record.
Now, Tanner, here's the one that really got our goose here.
Oh yeah.
The Flash was on both of our lists.
Yes.
I had it at 3 and you had it at 5.
Yeah.
At that point in time when we made these predictions, it was just coming off of its first premiere, and people saying, including
Tom Cruise,
it was one of the greatest superhero movies, and that it was amazing. And I thought it was great. No one else did.
No,
it made no money.
Yeah. So yeah, Tucker, I said it was making $300 million domestically. And we have a lot of things to say about the Flash, because we
have a lot of fun quotes.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about it, actually, because as we noted, it is the most interesting film to talk about in here.
Yeah.
Maybe not anymore.
Not in retrospect.
In retrospect, no. But at the time, it certainly was.
In retrospect, it's a bad superhero movie didn't make a lot of money. Okay.
So yeah, I said 300 million. Ended up making 108.
Placing it century mark.
Yeah, placing it at number 13 this summer.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. And what are some things that we said about the Flash, Doctor? You said it had been percolating for a long time, and they can't afford for it to fail.
Well, Interesting thing is, they technically could this summer because Warner Brothers also put out Barbie, and that
Yes.
more than made up for the Flash underperforming.
I remember seeing maybe 3-4 weeks into Barbie that it had already grossed enough to make up for the financial loss of the Flash, and we'll be getting to the financial loss of the Flash in due time.
Great.
What else did we say? That you said that the multiverse is more understandable than ever, and has that.
That's true.
It has a strange allure to it.
The Flash?
Yeah.
I'd say that's true.
Yeah, it did have I'd say so. Yeah.
A strange allure doesn't mean a good allure.
No. It does not. Notably different words.
Yes.
What else? We also have. You said it would be the one movie this summer.
Stop quoting me. Where's your thoughts on this?
I'll get into mine in a second. Okay, you said it would be the one film this year to escape superhero fatigue.
The one.
The one. You said the
I
one.
said that?
Yeah.
What happened to me? Who hit me in the head?
Yeesh, dude. And here we go. Here's something that I said. So I said, we were talking about the fact that they had been in production for a long time, lots of struggles with it, and that it had to be something. Like there's a reason that they were hanging on to it.
Yeah.
That they thought it was something, and they did think it was something.
They did. Oh, absolutely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, what else did I say? Tucker, as always, I'm on the right side of history.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's confusing. It was unappealing to the eye. It was coming out in a stacked season, and it would be suffering from superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
Right side of history. Still number 5 for the year though.
Yeah. And then it didn't even get the top 10.
Yeah. I said it was just giving me bad vibes.
Yeah.
And then on the note of the multiverse and the multiple heroes and stuff like that, you equated this film to the multiple heroes appeal of Civil War and Spider-Man Homecoming. And I said that was
at face value. I think I'm still correct.
Yeah. I also said that it was going to be too convoluted for general audiences to follow.
That's probably true.
Yeah, but you said that was a good thing.
Oh yeah, because I think it was like, oh, people are gonna want to go back and see it multiple times.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's gonna make a lot of money.
Yes. Because that's what we were talking about. The way that you get onto this list is to have that rewatch value to get multiple weeks, week over week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flash and Fast X really are big misses.
They were.
This summer. I'd say that they were misses I'm okay with making though.
Yeah.
Because
they seem to be be obvious at the time.
And especially it shows a change in box office trends because the big DC superhero movie and the big Fast and Furious movie have historically always made summer top 10 and have been cornerstones of the summer box office, and that's not the case this year.
Yeah. Tucker, let's talk about Guardians. How about, huh?
Sure.
Okay. I said $350 million for Guardians. And you obviously didn't give a score or a number for it.
That's correct.
It made it 358.
Yeah. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Does that make up for all the heinous over/under performance predictions you gave? I think everything else.
I'm gonna say it does. I'm gonna say it does. I'm gonna buff my nails. I'm gonna buff my nails a little bit.
Hey, I got 1 out of 10.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so basically all I said was that the negative points about it are undeniable. Negative points being, I guess, Marvel's track record at that time.
What? The negative points around Marvel at that point?
I guess so. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's true with like last summer's movies, but also there were more Marvel movies in last summer's list than there were this summer. So.
Here's what I'll say. I think that you were right with your note on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, in that it could have been number 1 on its best legs.
Yeah.
I think that's still true, frankly.
Yeah.
If Marvel didn't have, their diminishing returns, I think it very easily could have been number 1.
No, easily, because not only is Barbie a big surprise, but if it had done just a little bit better, it would have beaten Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And so, it being pretty comfortably in that top 3 outside of the anomaly that is Barbie, Guardians did about... It probably did better than I thought it was going to do. A little bit higher than I had predicted it, but or than both of us predicted, because we actually had the same spot.
Number 4, and ended up being number 3. So very close.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, very good. Just good, reliable James Gunn Guardians returns. I'd say for sure. Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
Dial of Destiny. I had it at number 2. You had it at number 5.
That might be the That might be the worst thing
The
that
biggest
any of us has
blunder?
put on here. Yeah.
Tucker, I said Dial of Destiny was making...
Well, okay, Flash number 2,
Yeah.
3 is worse than that. But
I said Dial of Destiny was going to make $400 million domestically.
yeah, and how far off were you, buddy?
100. It made 175.
Okay.
So,
About half.
About half.
Yeah.
Oh, what did we say about this one? I just said it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's Indiana Jones.
Vibes-based analysis there.
I distinctly remember us doing the conversion of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull numbers, and how that had made, adjusted for inflation, over $400 million in the box office, domestic box office. I said, Tucker, this is the Flash, I think. This is just me, quote after quote, digging myself a hole here.
Okay, great.
No indication that it will be a failure.
At that point, I guess that was true.
Yeah.
But also, we didn't know that much about it at that point in time.
We only had the trailer, and I remember being like, the trailer is awesome. People are getting so excited about the trailer.
But it wasn't true, honestly.
I don't think so.
Sometimes I think back to the Dial of Destiny trailer, I'm like, I mean, it's an okay trailer.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not like, I'm not going watching reactions to it or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I said, just look at the previous numbers. Just look at Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had that Spielberg touch, and now this has that mangled stank.
And you said it had it was self-counter programming from Disney, and I think that was in reference to Elemental, I think.
I guess.
Because it was sort of like the adult movie or the movie for
the
like
more serious family
people.
movie versus the more silly family movie, and that's technically true.
I guess so.
But it wasn't the reality of what happened.
Yeah.
Though those movies are actually pretty close together, all things considered.
They are. Let's talk about Disney here, Tucker. Let's talk about The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
You said it was going to be number 1. I said it was going to be number 3.
Yeah. Did I give a prediction for Little Mermaid?
No, you did
not. No, I'd long given up that point.
Yeah, exactly. I said 375
for
Little Mermaid. It made 298.
Okay.
So roughly
within 100.
Yeah.
Within 100 there.
What did we say about this, Tucker? Let's go to what you said about it. Okay. You said, Tucker, you said that the Disney live action Burnout is fictitious.
Sure. Sure.
Is it still fictitious, Tucker? You think Disney
I can believe I said that, Tanner.
Yeah.
Well, let's just wait till we get to our predictions at the end of the episode.
Okay. That's a good point. That's a good point. It would open big and it had long legs because of family appeal. It opened
fine.
Yeah, opened fine, and its legs were not good but decent.
Yeah, that's the thing about The Little Mermaid is it made the top 5. Tanner.
Yeah,
this is a high-grossing movie,
Mhm.
one of the most popular movies of the year.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't a massive
catch on.
hit. It was a comfortable, most people saw it summer movie.
Yeah, honestly. I said that it would hurt the no star appeal would hurt it.
Sure.
But
Probably true.
You also noted, which I think is a better point here, that people go for the title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did I say about The Little Mermaid? Did I have anything else?
Any crazy insights, Sarah?
I just said it would be part of Disney Burnout and that people would watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Which I think it had the biggest Disney Plus streaming debut. I believe so. Yeah.
I believe it's been beaten by Elemental since
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. And then, Tucker, I think we talked about all of them except for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
It's true.
And I'm gonna pat myself on the back here, Tucker.
Tanner, you deserve this.
I'm gonna take my laurels here. So, what did I say?
This makes up for you putting Dial of Destiny number 2.
Yeah. I said Across the Spider-Verse, $425 million. Number 1 at the box office. And then, you famously had it at
7.
At number 7.
Yeah.
It ended up making $381 million.
Yes. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you need to start undershooting yourself a little bit.
I do need to start undershooting myself. Yeah. But that's okay. And here's just some notes that I had about Across the Spider-Verse. Well, we both had, actually. So you started off by saying that I'll have buyer's remorse about this one. And Tucker, I don't.
No, you don't. Absolutely not. Because here's the thing, actually.
Yeah.
Whenever I thought about this list of these predictions that we made at the beginning of the summer, Spider-Verse being at number 1 was the thing that always jumped to the top of my mind.
Yeah.
It was that and the fact that I didn't put Barbie or Oppenheimer on my list. And those are my 3 giant mistakes.
Yeah. Oh,
those are massive mistakes.
You also did give a prediction for this one. You said 275, just for reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I undershot it quite a bit.
Yeah. What else did I said that people get the idea of multiple Spider-Man, sort of
Yeah.
the inversion of what I was saying about the Flash, in that it would be
Yeah.
confusing. But we literally had a multiple Spider-Man movie only months before. Yeah. What else do we have here? Our year, I guess. I said a year. I said months. It was a year. Kids know Miles. I said kids know Miles. Kids love Miles Morales.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did I say? I said, Tucker, do kids want to go see Water Guy and Fire Girl, or do kids want to go see Spider-Man?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And you were absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
In the battle of the 2 animated movies in our top 10,
Yeah.
Spider-Verse fucking trounced Elemental. It
Yeah.
fucking trounced it.
And one note that we left it on, because I think this was a big rumor at the time that the runtime had gotten leaked. We said the runtime would hurt it at the box office.
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be pretty long. How long was that movie at the end of the day?
I'm pulling it up here. Across the Spider-Verse ended up being 140 minutes. Yeah, it was 2 hours and 20, which I think was what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt it.
No, absolutely did not hurt it at all.
Fine for that length.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about that movie, doesn't feel that long.
No, honestly, does not feel like
actually it's just a bunch of long sequences.
Yeah.
Like there's just not a lot of scenes in that movie when you really break it down. It's just like 5 or 6 incredibly long sequences.
Yeah. So yeah, altogether, Tucker,
we did okay. We made some pretty heinous errors.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty heinous.
Yes.
And those are the things that really stick out to me. But when you break down, were we making general predictions of, is this going to be on the list? Yeah, obviously, you look at the stats, we did okay.
Yeah.
But we need to try to recalibrate ourselves for next year.
Well, Tucker, even in that video, you said we weren't really trying to get the placements right. We were just trying to get on the board.
Yeah.
Which we did, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Both passing scores. We did it, Tucker.
And if I had just said Barbie instead of Haunted Mansion,
hey.
If I just done that one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's quickly look at the openings, because we recap those every month. So let's look at the top 10 openings that we had this month. And honestly, this is where The Flash and Fast X pop into the top 10.
That's a great point. Yeah.
And
that just goes to show that while they're not the highest grossing movies of the summer, they opened like they could have been.
Exactly.
Which and for both of those, especially when you compare them to the other movies around here, those are probably the 2 worst received.
Yeah.
Dial of Destiny is also in that mix,
right.
But Fast X and Flash were widely panned movies, and so that's why people didn't go back and see them, and the word of mouth did not continue to spread those movies to the point where they did crack into the top 10.
Yeah.
The fact that Transformers: Rise of the Beasts made more money than Fast X this summer domestically.
Yeah.
Domestically.
Yeah, of course.
Huge caveat. Domestically is pretty interesting. And just goes to show, when you put out a movie like Fast X that no one really cares about, well, no one really cared about Rise of the Beast either.
Yeah.
But there was much more burnout for Fast X than there was for Rise of the Beast.
Yeah, they're doing big burnouts.
And Flash was the Flash.
Exactly. So yeah, we have a little bit of shuffle basically up our at 4 and 5, and in the 6 through 10 as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously the ones that dropped out were bad opening with Elemental and a basically nothing opening. Well, just a relatively small opening for Sound of Freedom, and that's why those dropped out, and Flash and Fast X took their places. Yeah. Very interesting. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning at number 10. That's tough, buddy. That's tough.
Yeah. But the honest truth is, when you look at what's above it, that's not that's not crazy that it's number 10, highest opening of the summer.
Yeah, honestly.
I would have liked it to have opened bigger than something like Transformers, especially. And then Oppenheimer being massive, of course, and Barbie being massive are what they are. But Mission Impossible being beaten by Spider-Verse and Guardians and Fast and Little Mermaid and Indiana Jones and The Flash.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not like the worst thing in the world that was number 10.
Yeah. Tucker, you provided us a little bar graph here. Unless you want to talk about the domestic openings anymore? Let's look at this bar
nothing
graph
else.
here.
Nothing really else interesting there.
Bar graph, Tucker. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so I had this exact same kind of graph last year, and if you remember, actually, we are basically celebrating Backlot Banter's 1-year anniversary.
Whoa!
Here, because the first Backlot Banter analysis video we did was summer 2022, and that we were just getting our sea legs. We didn't really know how to talk about them. I had just come up with the format of how we were going to portray things, but this is one of my favorite things I did last year is being able to quickly at a glance see which movies, big movies this summer, are making more than double their production budget, with just a general rough line of, is your movie going to be profitable in the theatrical window? And as you can see here, it's pretty hit or miss. The first three this summer, by the way, these are based off of their worldwide totals.
Sure, yeah.
Basically, none of them would have made money back if it was only their domestic totals, except for Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But Guardians 3 making money, Little Mermaid making a little bit of money, but then also being big on Disney Plus. I think that makes that a successful movie. Fast X on the line.
Yep.
Fast 11 is happening, or Fast X Part 2. My bad. Yeah. Fast X Part 2 is happening, but if you're, is this Universal?
Yep.
Universal's not excited about this.
They're hoping for a bigger show.
And it's
out
because
next time.
I know all these bars are a little bit close together. They're pushed down because Barbie was so massive. But Fast X was the highest budgeted movie of the summer, and it was one of the highest grossing worldwide. But it didn't match what it should have for a movie with that budget.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, actually smallest budget of the summer, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least same as Oppenheimer, I think.
But about $100 million. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, boom, just blasting past that.
Yeah. They kept that budget low by just crunching and underpaying those animators. You know.
Yeah.
Love to see it. You love to see it. You don't love to see it. Stop doing that.
And then you see pretty big flops from three of the studios here. Dial of Destiny, nowhere close. Flash, obviously nowhere close.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't even make back its production budget, which is really fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dead Reckoning not passing, but being close.
Yeah. Very,
and then also
close.
you have Haunted Mansion at the end there. Not even close in any regard.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks like Flash and Haunted Mansion are the only two that didn't make back their production budget.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's rough, pal. And then you also have the massive successes. Talking the massive successes of Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Is that a surprise, Tara? You want to talk a
no.
little bit about that, or do you think that's been talked about?
I think it's been talked about already. Elemental, as we said, sort of crawling back there.
Yeah.
Guardians, just like solid.
Good.
Yeah, good, solid.
And Meg 2 The Trench should have done better, but it apparently made its budget. It's doubled its budget back. So
yeah. Also bigger worldwide for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that nowhere near our top 10 highest grossing of the summer domestic.
No. Yeah. Where did it end up on the full list here? Let's find out. Number 14.
Okay.
14.
All right. That's fine.
Okay. Since you brought up the budgets and making it back and so forth, let's talk about the biggest bombs.
Ooh.
And
one thing I really like about this page,
yeah,
is I like that you gave it sort of a orange color tint to represent fire and bombing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also the posters kind of reflect that as well. It's all dark and red and orange and
and we're not talking Oppenheimer here. We're not talking Oppenheimer. We're talking biggest bombs, Tucker.
Yeah.
We're talking about the marginal profit or massive financial loss that studios incurred from films this year. So I have the production budget, which is oftentimes pretty public, if not undershot. So I had to I kind of looked around and maybe averaged it out from some guesstimates and stuff like that. Marketing budget I had to guesstimate as well.
Yeah.
Because it's typically, you say, about
doubling production.
But some sources said like 1.75.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's more. So I tried to find a balance there and use best guesstimates as well.
Sure.
And then I have their worldwide totals here. Their total and their worldwide total here, and then the profit or loss that you have.
Yeah.
Sorry. The total is the total cost of making the movie.
Yes.
Against the worldwide
budget plus marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So starting from the top, with the biggest financial success on the page, Fast X. Biggest
financial success, yes.
Yes.
It is true compared to the other movies.
$340 million production budget.
Yeah. Now, Tanner, I just want to put a little worm in your mind.
Yeah.
Imagine if this movie cost a measly $300 million.
Wow.
We'd already be looking at a profit of $105 million.
Yes. Indeed we would.
And also, I guess that would have also knocked down the marketing a little bit, probably.
Yeah, probably.
So then it would probably be like $120, $130 million?
Yeah.
Worldwide, what are you doing, Universal? Fuck you. Stop doing this.
Made $705, and so Tucker, Universal, $65 million in their pocket.
Yeah. It seemingly did make its money back, though.
Yeah, seemingly.
So this is not... It is a bomb in comparison to what it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
But this did not lose them money.
No, but it's also a movie where as studio heads, you're wanting to make more than $65 million on this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, $290
Similar
budget.
camp.
Similar camp. Yeah. Marking of about $230. That comes out to over $500 million, over $500 million to make Mission Impossible and market it, and ended up profiting about $47 million.
Oh no, man!
Yeah.
Oh god.
Again, Paramount, you're gonna want to be making more than 50 mil on this thing.
We'll see what happens when that next movie doesn't release next year.
Yep, for sure does not come out next year. Okay, Tucker. Now we're into the losses.
Now into the real fun part.
Now we're digging a hole here.
We're just get to tear.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say 3 studios, but no, it's actually 2 studios in the bottom of 3 here,
Yeah.
and one of them is Disney. Disney having 2 of the biggest bombs of the summer, actually collectively being the biggest bomb,
the
studio
biggest loser
of the summer. They're the largest loser at this point in time. I'm just gonna do the rough estimate here, combining 96 million with 166 million. It's like $370 million, something like that, or 270 million.
270, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so just $250 million down the drain this summer, you know?
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, I mean, Little Mermaid and Guardians made money. Little Mermaid not that much, and Elemental not that much, but like, I think they're probably at about like nil when you balance out all their major summer releases.
Yeah. Which again is not something that these.
And hey, they're gonna lose a bunch of money on the creator as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's not something a corporation like that wants to see. They want that growth. Quarterly growth, continual growth, and they did not get it this summer.
No.
So yeah, losing 96 on Indiana Jones with a budget of $329 million.
Here's the thing, though. Honestly, I don't care if Disney loses money. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I think that's funny. I see that
funny.
and I laugh. You laugh on accident there. Like you weren't even meaning to laugh. And you read $329 million and it elicited a chuckle.
It's unbelievable, frankly.
As someone who loves looking at box office history and also just the history of money making, money losing in the industry.
Yeah.
This is just funny. It's just a funny part of film history.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why'd they do that? That's so silly.
The most conservatively budgeted film on this list, Haunted Mansion, only $158.
Boom.
Yeah.
And boy, does it show.
Tucker, they lost more money than the production budget.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ooh, I wonder how often that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly the only one on here, and must be the only one of the summer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
holy shit.
Is it safe to say that by that metric, Haunted Mansion is the biggest bomb of the summer?
Yeah,
I think it
definitely.
is. I think it is. And then The Flash.
Yeah.
$300 million for a budget. That had a lot of conversation around it about how much did The Flash actually cost at the end of the day.
But you gotta honestly err on the high end when you're talking about the production budget of The Flash, because it took so long and there were so many different reshoots and weird things and delays that it's gonna bump up the budget.
It is. And yeah, this posted the biggest loss of the summer with $202 million. Yeah. I remember news stories coming out about that the Flash would lose Warner Brothers around $200 million.
And you know what? There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Proof is in the pudding.
Bad stuff. Stop doing this. Stop making movies for...
God, I can't wait to see what the budgets are like next year. They're probably still big, though.
They're probably still massive, yeah. So let's get out of the box office land for a moment, shall we? Is that okay? Can we do that? Let's step into a little tomato garden here.
Oh, great.
It's the summer of the tomato, Tucker. Yeah. Of the Rotten Tomato.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Look at these.
Yes.
So we've got the fresh movies on one side and the rotten movies on the other side.
Yeah.
When you look at the fresh movies, movies like Joyride, You Hurt My Feelings, and The Blackening, I think are kind of surprises.
They are, for sure.
Wow. I mean, I knew people liked those movies, but I didn't realize they were that high. But then everything else is like, yeah. I remember those being big movies. I liked all the movies on here that I saw.
Yeah.
All of them are great. So yeah, pretty comfortable with that.
So these are the top 10 freshest and top 10 rottenest movies on Rotten Tomatoes from the summer season. So yeah, like you said, Tucker, it's really fun and really interesting to see like small movies pop up here, small movies that either were, financial bombs, financial losses, or just like small movies that made their budget back but only made like, $10-15 million ultimately, like You Hurt My Feelings or The Blackening. And then you look over at the rotten side, Tucker.
Oh God.
And
Oh shit.
I saw every fresh movie on that list. I had the rotten movies, not so much, Tucker.
No,
not so much.
Well, actually, I watched one of these that you didn't. I watched Love Again.
Yeah, it's true. You got one on me.
I cut that on a plane.
Yeah.
Because that's very much a plane movie.
100%
also, I think a lot of these are, to be honest.
So
what the fuck is The Hill, Taylor?
That's like a Dennis Quaid baseball movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah. But yeah, 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. You have the
Fool's Paradise at 18 is fucking insane. Dude.
Yeah, the kindred spirits of About My Father and The Machine on here at 35 and 32.
That's crazy.
Hypnotic, the movie that drove its production studio out of business, at 33%. Hey, we got the Meg 2 on here. That's a movie that we talked about previously. Haunted Mansion on here. Insidious on here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Insidious, I wanted to mention. Insidious ended up being number 15 at the domestic box office this year.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh well. That's I don't like that, but okay.
No.
But I gotta respect it because it happened.
Yeah, and a lot of these are just gonna be forgotten to the sands of time. Absolutely. Because like Hypnotic and Love Again and About My Father and The Machine came out either same day or in between massive blockbusters like Little Mermaid or Guardians or whatever. But it's just interesting to see them on here and like how poorly they were received, you know. And then Fool's Paradise, 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. The worst movie of the summer according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm curious. I'm gonna see what the Letterboxd score is for this.
Like, I saw this movie. I saw Fool's Paradise. I saw the worst movie of the summer, Tucker.
I didn't realize you'd seen it.
Yeah.
You never talked about it.
No, we didn't.
You thought it was okay.
It's fine. Like, it's a fine movie. Like,
it has a 60% audience score, actually.
Yeah. Like, I see what Charlie Day was going for with this one. Sort of trying to do a Charlie Chaplin, The Tramp kind of thing, but skewering Hollywood at the same time. But I can also see why people didn't care for it, honestly.
Yeah. Actually, I do remember you talking about this movie.
Yeah.
Like for like one day.
Yes. Tucker, are you sad to see Love Again? Are you a big Love Again fan? The second worst
I thought it was okay.
movie?
I just like Priyanka Chopra.
Okay,
but,
fair point.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And Past Lives. Hey, shout out Past Lives being the top highest reviewed movie of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Great film. Tucker, let's compare. Let's compare and contrast.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really interesting. So, last month I instituted the month versus month slide here on Backlot Banter. Because I think it's just fun to see how certain eras of film or certain like months in that case, or summers in this case, compare to one another, because similar movies released in similar time periods. When you're talking about a January movie, you know what you mean. When you're talking about a big summer movie, you know what you mean. When you're talking about a September movie or you know, end of the year awardsy movie, you know what you mean.
Yeah.
But summer last year, pretty fucking close. When you break down the scores that we gave these movies in our reviews in the moment.
Yes.
For all of these. Now, the single caveats on both ends being there was one movie on each of these summers that we didn't review from the top 10.
Yeah.
That being Sound of Freedom this year and Minions Rise of Gru last year. I made a Minions Rise of Gru thumbnail. We just never reviewed the movie. Like, went home like, we don't give a fuck. Like we don't need to review this.
And we didn't end up seeing Sound of Freedom. So
True.
But anyway, so that's a null scratch on each side.
Yeah.
So you have here talking about the top 10 highest grossing movies domestically of 2022 and 2023.
Yeah.
And they're very close.
But 2022 actually does edge it out, and that is because two things. Number one, Top Gun Maverick is higher than anything else this year.
We fucking love Top Gun Maverick.
And obviously we did it. It's better. Yeah, it's better than any other movie this summer.
Yeah.
But then you take a look at the fact that there were 3 movies that we gave low scores this summer. Little Mermaid, Transformers, and Indiana Jones versus only 2 last summer with Jurassic World and DC League of Super Pets.
Yeah.
So that those 2 elements, even as minuscule as they are in the grand scheme of things, they bump it up to about 0.1 points higher.
Yeah.
Than 2023.
Tucker, are there any films from 2022 and you're looking at this score and you're like, wow, that's really high or too low or anything like that? Any of those you see?
Well, I would not give Multiverse of Madness that high of a score.
Yeah, but I loved Multiverse of Madness, and Tucker, I still love it.
I also think that I mean, I never think about the black phone.
Yeah.
I think if 7's probably right for it, but
Yeah, that's solid.
the fact that we give it a 7.5, I think, is a little bit higher.
Sure,
but,
sure. Fair point.
Also, a lot of these movies, or a good chunk of them, half of them,
Mhm.
are among my favorite movies of last year.
Yeah.
With Top Gun, Thor, Elvis, Nope, and Lightyear. I like all those movies a ton.
Mhm.
And then this year, pretty similar, actually.
Honestly, yeah.
And Barbie, Spider-Verse, Guardians, Oppenheimer, and Elemental
Mhm.
are 5 of my favorite movies this year.
Hey,
So,
you swap Elemental and for Mission Impossible. You got mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just interesting to see how close these are.
Yeah.
Not only in total average scores, but like about the same amount of movies we didn't like.
Mhm.
Literally the same amount of movies we didn't review.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tanner.
Yeah.
Probably same amount of Best Picture nominees.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so what do you got in there? 1,
2 versus
yeah,
2.
Yeah, 2v2. Yeah.
Yeah. Very,
Nice.
very interesting.
Very interesting, huh?
No Disney live action remakes last summer.
No. Wait.
One Pixar movie on both ends.
Exactly. Yep. You got the
only one horror movie, unless we count Sound of Freedom as a horror movie. No, well, also Nope.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
there
also you can kind of say Multiverse of Madness. A
Yeah.
lot of horror last year.
A lot of horror last year. Good year for horror last year. Not
It was,
not
actually.
as good this
No.
year.
Mm.
Yeah. Any other? What else we got, Tucker?
Now the thing is, honestly, as soon as I'm looking at this, I'm
Mhm.
thinking about like, oh, these are really similar, but there's mild differences. I want to go back and do this for previous years. Like my brain is
Mhm.
churning. I'm like, oh, what's summer 2019 like when you
Uh-huh,
fucking compare it? Oh my god! Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god!
yeah. Interesting.
Now,
Very
Tanner,
interesting.
it's time for probably the weirdest thing that we're gonna do today. And
Yeah.
maybe the weirdest thing that we've done on this channel.
Tucker, we're sick
Which
and
is
twisted.
we were talking about making this. Of course, we made our predictions earlier this summer, and we were like, okay, yeah, at the end of the summer, we waited a full month,
Mhm.
obviously. Put the movies coming out. Just let all the summer movies finish up their domestic runs and
Mhm.
have it be clear what the rankings are.
Yeah.
And then we were sitting down making this like, what if? It's hypothetical.
No, because Tucker, what happened was, what did we say? We had because you were gonna take out. This is based on a template that we just have in our
Yeah.
Google Drive here, and you were gonna take out. It's like, oh, we can delete the next month prediction slide. And Tucker, from my room, I just said, yeah, but what if we predicted the movies for next summer? And then we both paused and were like, we should do that.
We should do
We
that.
should do that.
Absolutely, we should. Yeah, and it'll be even more fun to see. So that's what we're doing next.
Yes.
We are predicting what the top 10 highest grossing domestic movies of next summer will be. And this obviously has just so many fucking asterisks and caveats, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
This is immediate bias-based analysis.
Mhm.
I didn't do any research.
I didn't do any research either. I only
You did a little bit, apparently.
I looked up other Sony Pictures animated films.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I did.
But so now it's time for us to give our, and we're not going to go super deep into these because most of this is probably not accurate. Most of it might not come out next year.
Tucker also has his covered right now with a little like a color block, so I can't see what he did.
Yeah. But Tanner, let's talk about 2024 summer movie season.
Okay, I'm gonna delete your color block, Tucker. I'm gonna see what we're doing here. Okay, we both have the same number 1 with Despicable Me 4.
Yeah, I think that's just the safest pick.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't necessarily expect it to be number 1 next summer, but it's the one I'm most comfortable with saying. Yeah, it's most likely to be number 1 next summer.
Well, yeah, because Minion Rise.
We have the same top 3 actually.
We do it. Oh yeah, we do. Rise of Gru was what, number 5 last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 4.
So maybe maybe it won't be number 1 then if that's the case.
Yeah, but the honest truth is, like, I'm just looking at these other movies. I'm like, what can I say is likely to beat a fucking Minions movie? Yeah. And not just a Minions movie, Tanner. A Despicable Me movie. True. Obviously, it's the Minions that are a draw, but the title Despicable Me and it being a numbered sequel, I think will make it bigger than Minions Rise of Gru.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, let's just talk about Inside Out 2 then. Yeah. Which is, similarly a big family animated film, a sequel. It's the first. Remind me if I'm out of turn here, Tucker. Tell me, but it's like the first time that Pixar is going back to the sequel recently, in recent memory. I mean, you had like Incredibles 2 in 2018. Yeah, so
2018, 2019, also Toy Story 4.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, but we've
first time in half a decade, Tanner.
Yeah, we've had the run of originals here that have
also Lightyear.
Yeah, well, I'd say that's somewhere in between. That's on the fence between original and a sequel. But like Yeah, this is them. This is their damage control after a number of original flops. They're like, okay, Inside Out 2, Toy Story 5, get them going, get the wheels rolling here. And this is the test. We'll see if they can bring it back.
Yeah, and that's why I put the most faith in that. I think that Inside Out being one of Pixar's not only highest rated movies ever and highest grossing movies ever, but in the modern era, it really being the one that, outside of Toy Story, puts butts in seats. Toy Story and Incredibles are their legacy franchises, but Inside Out is huge.
Yeah.
It's their iconic modern franchise, and so it's now going to be a franchise.
Yes, it is.
So I've got pretty good faith that this is going to really kick things back into gear for that studio.
Yeah, I have
Deadpool 3.
Yeah, Deadpool 3.
Obviously, we're cutting hairs here, and it's going to be 2 or 3. But I would not be surprised if this was also lower, to be honest.
Yeah, it could. It's rated R. That's for one.
Oof. Tanner, that's gonna make it lower.
But also, Tucker, I'm thinking like it has Multiverse of Madness appeal to it, obviously.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. That was number 2 last summer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Spider-Verse was number 2 this year.
Yeah.
So maybe Tanner, maybe you're right. The big Marvel superhero multiverse
Joker was rated R and made $1 billion.
It's true.
That's all.
And also, same with Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel good. I feel good about having this high.
Yeah, and I have a number 3 as well. What am I sighing about?
Herming and hawing, yeah.
And then also, basically, by technicality, we have Mufasa the Lion King in our top 5 here.
Yeah.
We talk about Little Mermaid, me making some bold claims for that movie, though it also was number 5 this summer, so still. But I think this will probably be big because people tend to. I hate to say people like The Lion King 2019 and
I'm not
a
people.
Of money, so I know neither of us are people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is another one. It might not make that huge amount of money, but it's safe to say it most likely will at this point in time, with no information, no trailer, no buzz.
Now, Tucker, I maybe shouldn't have put. Can I say, Tucker, that these are not our official predictions as of this one, of course.
So we're gonna be doing this in May of next year.
Exactly. But I maybe shouldn't have put Captain America this high. Can I say I have buyer's remorse immediately on that?
Yeah, that's quick. Why not?
Yeah.
I have it at number 7. I just think that Marvel fatigue is the thing.
But
I don't see the Marvels making money. I'm making a ton of money. I don't see Captain America New World Order.
Guardians was a different circumstance for sure.
Yeah,
because it was the Guardians. It's always been a bit removed from the rest of the MCU. Yeah, I definitely should have put this lower.
Yeah.
Okay. Tucker, you have Garfield and I don't.
I do.
Tell me about it.
I just think animated movies are comfy to put in. Yeah. And Chris Pratt and IP, I don't know. I just think it's the combo. Yeah. And I think that frankly, I think you're overlooking it, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. I just don't
Tanner,
know.
do you not see Garfield making 150 domestic?
Tucker, I don't
really
know.
Let's be real.
Tucker, I'm gonna level with you. I don't think kids care about Garfield.
They don't, but they might now that this movie will be marketed to them, Tanner. That's the truth. This is what's supposed to rekindle that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tucker. That's a fair point, but also I think about kids like Mario. Kids know Mario. Okay.
Yeah. Kids know Minion.
Kids know Minion. Kids don't know Garfield. Garfield is well before their time. Garfield is beloved by a very minuscule number of people who really love it. I think the mass audiences are indifferent to Garfield.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've got Venom 3 at number 5. You've got it at number 9. Tanner, I hate the fact that people love or watch Venom. I don't love it. It's not a beloved series, but they watch it and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the reason I have it in the top 5 is because I don't see a world in which we get to the end of next year and Venom 3 is not in our top 10 of the year. And so I'm I gotta put it high on the summer list.
Yeah. I still have it in there because I think Venom is it feels like a number 9 to me, is what it really feels like. It just feels like a movie that's
I think it's a number 9 of the year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because both Venom and Let There Be Carnage are both in their top 10 of their respective years.
Oh, that's a good point, Tucker. I should I should have done a little bit of shuffling. I don't have this latent knowledge. I don't have that latent knowledge like you do. I had to look up Sony Pictures animated films. Okay, Furiosa. I have Furiosa at number 6. And you
basically swapped for me.
Yeah, you have it at number 9.
Number 9. Yeah.
I think people love Mad Max Fury Road.
I think that too.
Yeah, it's a hard thing not to think, actually. And I think that people will be very excited to see it back in theaters.
Sure. Maybe.
I think so. And
Yeah.
again, rated R, but I'm almost certain Mad Max was in its top 10 of its year, so yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, interestingly enough, I'm putting Furiosa at 9 just because I'm not super confident in it, but it's one of those ones kind of like how I fucked up with Barbie this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's possible.
And I don't want to be to stop underestimating women.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah.
Tanner,
what about Riley in Inside Out 2?
That's a good point.
And Michelle Williams in Venom 3.
My favorite.
She's still alive? I don't remember. Is she gonna be in the movie? I have no fucking
idea. Yeah, who's to say? Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
You don't have
nowhere to see on your list.
No, number 7. It's
we have different posters.
Yeah. Oh. You have it at number 8. I have it at number 7. We're kind of of the same mind about this.
Yeah.
We got burned by Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah. So which
was 7 this summer.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
Tucker.
But the interesting thing is, I would say that there's a chance that this is higher because I think that it will be released into a better window next year.
Tucker,
Paramount's fucking stupid.
I was having a look, Tucker. You want me to tell you where it's releasing?
Okay.
So it is releasing in July. It's releasing on June 28th, which is
that's its current slot.
Yes, that's its current slot. That is the week after Inside Out 2.
Oh God.
And the week before Tucker. The week before Despicable Me 4 and Mufasa the Lion King.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. Wait, because those are both, all 3 of those are movies in our top 5.
Yeah. Oh God.
What the fuck, Paramount?
What are you doing?
But hey, that is also the most likely to be delayed to the next year out of all those movies.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to do something right, Paramount, in 2 years.
Please, just do right by Tom. That's all I ask. I have Twisters on here, Tucker. You had Garfield. I have Twisters.
One of these I think is way more easy to predict that it'll make a lot of money.
Tucker, I'm getting.
What is the fucking? I mean, honestly, I could look like an idiot.
Yeah.
In 18 months.
Yeah.
If Twisters that's way too long. Sorry, not 18 months. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like 9 months.
Yeah.
Or a year. I don't see the cultural appeal of Twisters that's gonna kick it to be making Tanner more money than Venom and Planet of the Apes. I don't know where the fuck you're going with this, but that's also a totally possible surprise Oppenheimer, Top Gun, Barbie style hit of no one's expecting it, but it becomes a big thing.
Yeah, that's really what I'm banking on because there's one of those every year. So I'm like, I think it might be Twisters. You got Lee Isaac Chung.
Twisters is really the Sound of Freedom of this year.
Yeah, Lee Isaac Chung. He's a talented director. Only done Minari, so he's taking a step up here. But also, I'm looking at the cast, Tucker. This is a cool cast. I'm getting cool vibes from these kids. Okay. All right. You got Daisy Edgar Jones. You got Glenn Powell. You got Anthony Ramos. You got Brandon Perea. You got Daryl McCormick.
Tanner, none of those people are draws.
But Tucker, doesn't matter because Twister is a draw. Tucker, let me spin you a little tale here about my thermometer for these kind of things.
Sure.
My mom loves Top Gun.
Yes.
Top Gun Maverick, biggest movie of last year.
Yes.
My mom also loves Twister.
That's a good point. Tanner, it's not the biggest movie of last year, by the way. Avatar: The Way of Water. Also
oh, excuse me. Sorry. Biggest movie of last summer. So.
Sure.
That's why
she loves Twister. All right. So whatever, Tanner. Yeah. What movie was your mom excited about this year? Was it Barbie?
No, she doesn't care about Barbie at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, so we're 1 for 1.
Yeah. Well, you can't have one every year, Tucker. My mom mostly loves those late 80s, early 90s films, and none of those are getting sequels every year. That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have Venom 3, and then we both have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes at number 10. Those Planet of the Apes movies always popping up in their top 10s of the year.
There's no buzz about it now, but I'm sure once the marketing campaign gets going, and it'll make a decent amount of money. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be decent. Yeah.
Well, Tanner,
we
have set ourselves in a little bit of stone.
We've set ourselves up for failure.
Yes, absolutely we have. But I can't wait to see how this shifts, how the release schedule shifts, what's going to pop up. There'll be a surprise that probably won't even be in our idea of a top 15.
Tucker,
right now.
Also worth noting that a lot of these are probably going to be delayed.
Yeah. And then it'll be really interesting to see what ends up backfilling that.
Yeah.
Because there still will be 10 movies in the top 10 of next year.
Of course.
Even if they're not these movies because they might get delayed. But Dan, it's been a fun look back at
It
the
has.
summer and look forward.
For next summer. Bye-bye.